Welcome to Nana's Sewing today. This project was really fun to make. We made a Easter bunny and I got the fabric at Walmart, but you could use whatever you have. So these are my supplies for the bunnies. We have our bunny pattern. Then you find scissors that you just use for cutting paper, not your good sewing scissors. Then I have my good sewing scissors, pinking shears. If we're going to sew, we're going to need thread. Then we will need the little scissors to cut in the corners here for our bunny pattern. And I have some material here that I got at Walmart, and they are just fat quarters. And you can use whatever you have on hand. And then you will need polyfill to stuff the bunnies with. This pattern makes the front and back of a bunny. And you can try to cut like this, but it just irritates me. So I cut it off and I just start cutting out. So as you see, I've opened up this fat quarter and where I've placed my two bunnies, so you can see you can make several bunnies. But you will need to press this before we cut out. I am all about using what you have. So you can use pins, but it's a little more difficult to pin. And if you don't have pins, well, go to your pantry and find a can. And you hold it down, then you take your scissors, and because this is, you have to cut around, then I'm going to use the little scissors. So I'm moving my can up to hold, to hold it down. And so because that's hard to cut like that, I'm just going to cut across and just cut it away, cut my material away. Then it makes it easier for you to then hold it and then cut like this. Okay, so that kind of gets you started. Then if you wanted just to flip it back toward you, then it would be easier to cut. For me, it is. So then I'm going to hold it up and trim it a little better. So I'm going to show you that it's not just neat in here, and I would like to have it a little neater. So I will just do a little trimming like that and come on around and trim. Okay, here's my one side of my bunny. The other side, I'm going to show you how to just use pins. And it may be easier for you, but I just wanted to show you, if you did not have pins, what you could use. And it makes it easier if you use pins to use the bigger scissors. And still, I'm going to cut across because it's just easier for me. So we have both bunnies cut. We have to put one wrong sides together. And as we can see, this little ear needs trimming. So just a little trimming. And I think we are good to go. So the next thing we're going to do with our little bunny is go over to the sewing machine, and we're just going to zigzag around. But we're going to leave an opening right here so that we can put in our polyfill and stuff our little bunny. So when you start, you're going to back stitch. And you hit, for my machine, I hit this button to make it go back. And so when you kind of get in a corner, you take your wheel and make your needle go up one, and then raise your pressure foot and then pivot. At the corners again, we're going to move. Be sure your needle is down, go straight. Again, pivot. Back stitch. Pull your thread and clip. Then we're going to clip this thread that we started with. This is what I found to work best in a little tiny area like this, is to take your polyfill, put it in your scissors, hold it, and then take and just stuff it up in there. Works great. Then we finish filling our bunny with our polyester filling. And depends on how thick you want or how fluffy you want your bunny. Okay, there's our bunny. Then we would go back to the sewing machine and then go back around, just hold it like this and zigzag our opening. Remember to back stitch. What I had in the kitchen was baker's twine. So I'm just going to cut. May have cut too much, but we can always cut it off. And so I got my bunny, and I'm laying my bunny down, my sweet little bunny. I'm gonna tie my bunny, making a tie. Then I just make a little loop. And here is our bunny. Now, if you liked, you could put some little eyes on it with some little buttons. And if you wanted it to have a tail, you could get some pom-poms and put back here. But here is our little bunny.